Excellent. Good afternoon, everyone. Moshe Frank from the Leviim Gallery with the great artist and legend and attorney and rabbi. What else did I miss? Film producer.
And happily married man.
Happily married, Dave Sheinberg. And today we're going to talk about great artist, Zvi Raphaeli, who I unfortunately don't have an opportunity to meet or know. I just sort of know him through his artwork. So I said, we're doing an exhibition about him. So I said, let's find someone who knew him quite well to tell us about him. So Abe, take it away. What can you tell us about Zvi? Where is he from? What's his history? And take it away.
Well, the main thing is you got to know about Zvi Raphaeli. And people called him Zvi. His name was Zvi, S-E-V-I. And it was two different ways to spell his name. It was Raphaeli, which shouldn't be misconstrued with the other Raphaeli, but he signed it also R-E-F-A-E-L-I as well. So he signed most of his paintings, and he did a lot of different artworks and drawings, watercolors, oils, acrylics, on pottery, even in Hebrew and in English. So his primary focus in life was on Yiddishkeit and Torah. And he used to sit and learn. If he wasn't painting, he was learning. I only knew him, not from France or from New York or from the Caribbean or from Eretz Yisrael. I knew him when I used to go down to Miami Beach in the Saxony Hotel, which I think was like 27th and Collins. Downstairs was this beautiful art gallery. So I had some of my paintings in various different art galleries on Main Street, which was, what's the name of that, the 41st Street. But he had a Judaica gallery. So I bought a few paintings from him. I sold them. I came back for more. We started talking, and sometimes we learned together also. He had an area where he sat around this little round cocktail table with 4 chairs where he had these giant paintings in oil, and he'd have Gemaras out, Sfarim out, and we learned, Shas, and we learned Hashkafis and this and that. He was very French, very Sephardic, but his primary focus was Yiddishkeit.
Where was he from?
He was born in Egypt, but they moved him to France, the family. And I would say, he learned he learned drawing and painting at the École du Beau Supérieur, some very big French academy, probably the biggest in the world at the time. And he knew a lot of very famous artists. And he did a lot of shows together with them. He knew I believe, Chagall very well. And I don't know his life in Paris, but I knew that he couldn't stay there for odd reasons. Because of the war and how many people died in his family through the war, he needed a new place to venture out of. And he went there to Israel. He wasn't happy there either because of that loss. He felt the tremendous loss of life in Yiddishkeit and the Klal Yisrael. So he moved to New York and then to Miami Beach, South Beach.
What I find about him it's most interesting is that many of the artists of his era painted very realism and like old, I don't even want to call it post-Holocaust Judaica realism, and he was very.
He wasn't. I wouldn't consider him a post-Holocaust painter in the sense that they were very dark and bloody and dreary, and you felt the angst and the crying and the. He was happy, and he was Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha. He made the happiest chuppah scenes and lighting candles and Havdalah. His Havdalah, like with I don't know if you've ever seen some of those, especially his watercolors were better than his oil paintings. It was smaller. His drawings at one point in Sotheby's and Christie's sold for 20 to 30 grand a piece. His drawings of Paris street scenes, Israeli street scenes, and New York street scenes. So if you got one of those, they're worth more than his oil paintings.
At the time, then I guess it took a little tumble.
Well, times change. You see what happened even like now to Manny Katz. Everybody that was over 70 today, when they had money, they wanted to buy a Manny Katz. After his death, it didn't really go up in value, went down. But you never know because Raphaeli had his time, it went down. Now it's coming back up again. Look at Agam. Agam, not Ran Agam, his father Yaakov Agam, who's about 100. He had 2 bins next to my bin in the city. When we were dealing art, it was only his art. He was the hottest thing going, with Raphaeli and Manny Katz and Isidore Kaufman and Itzhak Holtz. And then all of a sudden he fell out of repair. He's coming back big all over the world. Every museum wants him now. People are buying him again. So these things have trends. They go up and down, and you'll see it being in business for a while. So Raphaeli's hitting a peak. Your people like oil paintings, but that's not his forte. His forte was actually watercolors and drawings. It was number one for him.
I mean, he did plenty of oils, Raphaeli.
Plenty of them, absolutely. He liked to do big oils. He did big florals. He loved florals that just spurted up. It kind of was like somebody praying to Hashem and Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, like the chazan putting his arms up and yelling and screaming, Ana Hashem, Hashem, and Chatasi, you can clap kapuras with him, but he had a spirituality in everything he drew.
It's very interesting because the one I have a Raphael in my house has a bunch of psukim and madrashim. Like you wouldn't understand unless you can tell it's coming from someone who's well learned. It wasn't just a random.
I believe he had smicha. He was a rav. There were a lot of people I knew called him Rabbi Sevi.
So it's Sevi, not Zvi.
Sevi.
So who made it the name Zvi?
His name is Zvi, but I Svardim say things different than we do. They think we speak funny. You go to England and they ask you, what language are you speaking, sir? I said English. They go, no, you're speaking American. That's not English. So it's the Zel Bazach, when you talk to a Yeki, you talk to a Hasidic guy, or a Litvish guy, you speak differently. Litziana, Litvish, very, very different accents on words, different words sometimes. So
it seemed like his Jerusalem street scenes were from the most popular subjects.
Yes.
And the Shuk and Meir Sharon.
Yes. He did a lot of them.
Paths.
He did a lot of them. He used to walk around the paths, especially like Nachlaot or Meir Sharon, and just like take a mental picture. I don't even know if he took pictures of them. I think he probably did. And then he just did his own thing. And the great thing that I learned from him as an artist myself is just because something's dark, brown, gray, black, white, throw color at it. It's the amount of hue, H-U-E. It's the amount of shade. You could be light. It doesn't have to be white or light gray. Throw a bright yellow, a bright orange at it. It could be dark. It doesn't have to be black. Throw indigo, blue, green, brown, all together. It's a rich, rich, dark color. And that's what he did. He had no fear of color. And I learned a lot from watching him.
So, Abe, what's your prediction for Raphaeli in 10 years? Are you going to spend your retirement money on Raphaeli or not?
I think your retirement money and my retirement money is like 25 years apart. It's a huge difference. But you know what? I think the Mashiach's coming this year anyway. So, I hope and I pray every day. So you should sell him as fast as you can. You should make a show from them. He's great. They should take it as many Raphaelis and sell him in one shot. And I believe he has a son that paints also. I don't know where his son lives now, but his son probably has the storerooms of them. So you should check him out.
Cool. Thank you so much, Abe, for your time, for your professional relationship and experience on this great artist.
You got it. Anytime, Moshe. See ya.